I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it's just their own being. The Joliat family they're good men and they want to help others.
The way I got inspired, I think, getting into mine rescue is I went to watch a competition one year, and as I got there, they needed a patient, a casualty, because the casualty didn't show up. So they said, Joe, can we borrow you for 3 days? I go, to do what? To lay on a cement floor for about 8 hours a day and fake injuries and stuff. And, you know, I'm very animated sometimes. So I said, I'll give it a shot, right? Yeah. So I did a lot of screaming, and they wanted to give me an Academy Award after. But that was my first exposure. And after I seen the teams, the procedures they do, and I was really intrigued, and I kind of inquired. Well, I put my name in, and I competed my first year in '99. I met my wife in '01 through that. So yeah, I was on the mine rescue competition team for the mine I worked for at the time, and I needed a date. My brother, we met up, and he kind of just I'll say it like he did. He looked at me and says, "Nah." I said, "Well, what are you talking about? She's way too pretty for you." I said, "What you talking about?" I didn't know Denise. He said, "Maybe we can set you up with Denise." And I said, "Perfect."
So, and then I said yes, and then I was all nervous, and so yeah, we had a blind date.
So I called her up. Yeah, I called her up on the Thursday for a date on the Friday. How's that for short notice? But she was okay with it because she was all. When I picked her up, she was all prettied up, and from then on, we've been together 16 years, married for 14. I got a brother that's here in Timmins. He's been actually a mine rescue volunteer for longer than me. He's been about 25 years, 25 plus. And also my dad, back in, I think it was early 70s, was mine rescue, and I had also two uncles, two of his brothers. A lot of Joliats that were involved at one point in time or another. This is my brother Pete, also known as Bam Bam. I think everybody in the mining community in Timmins knows him as Bam Bam. Yeah, we do pretty much the same thing as far as duties in the mining environment, also with the mine rescue program, right? So sometimes they get us confused between one and the other because of the same name, we look a little bit alike, and just a little bit. Works well having a brother. We can reach out to each other, and then sometimes just as a soundboard to get some ideas or bounce some ideas off each other. Works good.
If it doesn't work out, just call Mom.
Yeah, you'll call Mom. One of my uncles, actually Roger Joliat, he actually attended the McIntyre fire in '65 when they had the huge fire. And I was kind of interested. I started doing a little bit of research on the McIntyre fire, and looked, and they had a write-up in the WSN mine rescue page, and it was an old clipping, I think, from a newspaper, and I had all the attendees, and that's when I seen my uncle's name. So I was, wow, well, okay, Uncle Roger was here. So I do it because I want to help people. Well, obviously he done it because he wanted to help people also. And to come all the way up and fight a huge fire like that, it's a big deal to me. I wish you would have been around when I found out about it, because definitely I would have, reached out. We would have had a chat about it and discussed some of the challenges they must have had. Yeah, it would have been quite something to talk to them about.
There was a test program going on in Sudbury, and this was back in 2003. And I was part of that program to go spend a week in Sudbury doing various types of testing with the BG4s. Yeah, there was a post-secondary blast at, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Fraser or Craig Mine, and we were doing testing that week, and on the secondary blasting, they demolished some of the gases, so they asked us to go down there and clear it for them, so we were set and ready to go, so it was perfect, with perfect timing, and it won hands down without a problem there, so it was a good apparatus. It still is.
It's dangerous, but you need good people to be there to rescue if there's something happens.
I did have to explain to a wife once why her husband died in a mine. I was requested by her because I knew her husband. Like when we do training with Joe Platts and we have fun and this and that, when you get into a real situation, it's supporting one another, making sure everybody's okay, making sure we can do what we need to do. And we make sure we actually talk to each other just to make sure, you all right, yeah, we good, no, we can do this, yeah, it's hard.
Each time I get a call at 3 a.m. or so, I'm tempted to ask him, please don't go. But I don't ask. I know where he stands. He's already thinking of his friends, whose lives are in his hand. And then I'll go and kiss him and whisper a prayer. I pray for their safety, their courage, their lives. I pray for those mine rescue men on behalf of their wives, their children, their friends. I pray they come home to us again. I'd be nervous. He'd have to go down and be in a dangerous situation, but I think it's a good thing. He's there to help others if there ever happened that there's a fire, but of course I love him, so I wouldn't want nothing to happen to him.
And that's why we train so well, so nothing happens to me, I come back home to you.
But I know that if something would happen, that he did it to protect somebody else, to help somebody else.
No hesitation. Gonna do.